Yes.
It's happening thingy. Wait.
It
Yeah,
takes
actually.
a little bit.
I'm an
Yes, what are you
absolute
doing?
freak. I keep copying the description so I can put it in, and then I accidentally.
There we go.
There we go.
I
There
keep
we go.
I keep
Right, let me-
accidentally copying the other thing, and then well, it's fine. I'll just copy it in afterwards, and I'm like, it's not on the clipboard anymore, you idiot. Ugh.
Can't believe it's not on the clipboard anymore.
Me when I'm clipboard. All right, I said I'd do it,
Flip up.
and
You said-
I said I'd do it, and I'm on guard about that. And shout out to twitch.tv/horde_mama in chat. Shout out.
Mhm.
There we go.
What's the description? The Unchained overcome whom they have hurt the most and discover the truth of their journey so far and their importance in what is to come.
That sounds like some responsibility that's scary, but fun.
Your responsibility.
No.
I feel like Craggletooth is a huge responsibility, honestly.
Oh wait, you're here now? Okay, shit. Alright, I gotta do it again. Alright. Shout out
Oh yeah.
Horde_mama in the chat. Shout out Lizzie. Big money,
Shout out to
huge
Lizzie.
money.
I'll be right back. Have fun.
Go to www.hordemama.com/hordemama.
That is not. Is that a store?
No,
I
it's
don't
not.
know.
Oh,
No.
well, you lied to me. You lied to me, and you deceived me, and you tricked me, and you bamboozled me.
I
and you
do it
fooled
for
me.
fun. I do it for fun, you fool.
Guys,
No.
can we talk about how real sad piano music started playing when Sam started going?
Right?
Shout out to Horde Mama.
And then
It's
this
like Lizzie
depressing in the
died. It's like Lizzie fucking died.
if you're curious, chat, this track is called "Emotive Piano Washed."
Dude, he's washed.
We've watched the emotive piano.
Dude, he's washed. That's crazy.
I need to go lock my gate. So
You need to
actually,
lock in. You need to lock the
I do
fuck
need to
in.
lock-
Lock in,
Well,
brother.
We gotta get this
Lock
done.
it, shitter.
See what we're doing.
I need you to lock the fuck in, motherfucker. Hey guys.
Hi, how are we doing?
So, how do we feel about a short rest?
Shut up.
I
I'm
feel
gonna draw
fantastic.
I'm gonna draw Kobok pregnant
I'm
right
sick.
now. Fuck you.
I've come back.
Chester, we are live on Twitch. I want you to remember that when you say these things.
What did they say?
Listen,
I
clip it!
I need you to remember these things for
What did they
whenever you're
say?
in. No, I'm not going to repeat that.
I'll DM you. See, I'll DM you.
Yeah.
Shit.
Thank you, thank
Yeah,
you.
I need you to remember that you are, on the worldwide internet. This is being recorded. There is a video
Forever.
on demand of this exact
Oh
thing.
my god.
So just remember that, Shasta.
No, it's okay. My mom yelled at me.
Yeah, good. I'm very glad, actually.
Sam, what did you fucking say to warrant Shasta saying
Nothing.
that?
Sam said, "I'll defend Sam in this." Sam said nothing to warn that.
Oh, it's so
I'm still
funny.
gonna draw Kobok pregnant. Fuck.
Okay.
No. Oh my god.
Okay, but if you do, I want to see.
Okay.
Would it just be the gingerbread cornbread?
What is wrong with all of you?
I didn't do anything!
What is wrong with all of you? Stop fucking talking about that. Freaks! A lot of you.
Gonna come back and he's so fucking confused.
Justin's gonna come back and see that half of his chat is traumatized, and they're gonna ask what the fuck we did, and I'm gonna point right at you, Chester.
I don't know what happened.
It's literally no one's fault but your own. You have no one to blame for the swim, yourself.
That is directly on you, unfortunately.
Oh, so
That is-
funny.
You know,
So anyways, going back to the initial question, how do we
Yeah,
feel
we'll
about a
start-
short rest?
Yeah,
I-
sure.
Yeah.
feel fantastic about a short rest, actually.
I didn't have to be threatened. Thanks, Shasta.
It was funny. It was funny.
Weirdo. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Lizzie. That's right, Lizzie. Anyways, delete that message, Lizzie.
What does he say?
Okay.
I don't have chat opened. Actually,
Don't
Don't
read
can I
it.
open it?
Don't read it. Just don't. Don't fucking
I
read it.
hear, I hear myself.
You hear
Oh,
yourself.
there's Chris. There's Chris. Hey,
Hi,
Chris.
Chris. Hi, Chris.
Oh, I
I'm
love
waving
Chris.
to Chris. I'm waving to Chris. Hi,
Hey.
Chris.
Is that Christian33121 chat? That's my friend.
Ooh, bubble.
And there's Bard. Hello.
Well, there's Bard. Okay, Slough.
Slow.
Okay.
Okay,
Look.
Slough, guys.
Oh.
Wow.
Aw.
There's a lack of love in your heart for lack of love. I can't believe it.
I don't know. I
What
just
if I
have like
start
a. I have
crying
like.
right now?
I have someone.
Alright, shout out to someone that redeemed 100 channel points to say, I hate lack of love. Goofy bitch. That's 100 channel points your ass is never getting back. Goofy ass.
Oh,
Maybe the, maybe the person, maybe the person who said that has literally tens of thousands of these fucking points.
Yeah,
now.
well, how about you kiss me, alright, Chessa? I don't hear it.
Bro, you stop playing. Or stop playing with me like that. You know,
I
I
just
kissed
we've had a
Hi.
terrible time while you were gone.
Oh, yeah?
You really need to stay
It was a
more
time. It was
often.
one of the times ever.
It was.
Well- Well, somebody tell me, not about that time, but about what happened last week.
Who desperately wants the inspiration?
I can do a recap.
So you want the inspiration, yeah?
I do
just
want the
go-
inspiration,
go-
yes. We
Yeah,
need to-
take it.
I'm taking over my grubby little hands. So, last time we open up to all of us looking at a burning building, definitely not recognizable as the restaurant that burned down back in Sudal. These are only allegations. But anyway, we head inside, and there's some scattered furniture around on fire, and some of the walls on fire because, you know, burning building. And we go around putting everything out. We find out that, well, we learn out of character that some of those some of the furniture was some things that Kovok used to. Hang on, sorry. But we find that it was some of the things that Kovok has broken when Kovok was Engi a little while ago. And, you know, bashing chairs over people's heads. Fantastic. And so we put out the fire, and then a door, and like we fix up all of the furniture, and then a door opens up, so we go in. We're in this lovely, creepy room with some archways, and we're kind of looking around, going, "Okay, guys, what's going on now? What are we doing?" And then one of the door archways glows, and two people from Mop's backstory, two fellow servants, come out, and they start trying to attack Mop. And we're like, whoa. I want to say, at that point, then different people from all of our lovely backstories come out, and we've got a Watcher from Cassian. We have an unnamed person for Amaya. Real fans know that it's her dad. Hashtag fan theory. Unconfirmed. I don't like that giggle, but okay.
It's just very silly hashtag fan theory.
Thank you. We got Kragotooth's sister that's currently missing a finger, and Kovok's a husband and wife. And so we do a little combat. We get a little hurt. Some of us a little more hurt than others.
Lovely Christian.
But
Lurk.
we either listen to them or we blast them into non-existence. And now we're we just ended combat, and there we are.
Absolutely. Take an inspiration. We have just exited combat. I am going to... All this is going to happen at once. So you know, there's no like reactions going on or anything like that. What are each of you doing at this exact moment? I'll go like... I'm going to go in levels of what I feel like is going to be the most impactful from least to most. So I'm going to start with Amaya. What's
Hey.
what's Amaya doing at the
Uh,
moment?
Okay, so Amaya has just finished this trial. The trial being that it has to do with the person that you've hurt the most. Blah 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 blah.
That was not
She
this one.
doesn't. That was not this one.
No, this was just
That's the next
people.
one.
Yeah, this is just people who you've hurt. The next one is the person you've hurt the most.
People that we've hurt. Okay, cool. Got it. Got it. Okay.
Oh no.
So Amaya does not know who she has hurt. She also believes that she hasn't hurt that many people. And she certainly does not know who that was. The old man who just kept crying every time she kept talking. So I want to imagine that she's just kind of sitting by the pillar over here. Just, keeping to herself, kind of just lost in thought and very confused. And she probably has, if Mop is okay with it, she has Argyle with her. Just probably sitting on one of her knees. And she's just, more confused what the hell kind of just happened and who that was.
Absolutely.
She's also keeping somewhat of an eye on the party. Specifically Cassian, because what the fuck? And Craggletooth, because Ellie see that red ass bar, and Amaya sees Craggle kind of injured.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll probably heal before the short rest, but
Absolutely. I imagine. So I lied a little bit about that first thing. It makes sense that Amaya would go first because she was far away from this. What's going on with Cassian? I need to know because I feel like it's going to influence everybody else.
So given last session they were under the control of the Watcher for a little bit. I don't think they saw the party kill the Watcher. So
Yeah.
now that they've snapped out of the mind control, they're in another state. They're in a form that they have warned Kovak about, but they haven't told the rest of the party. They didn't have a chance to up until now. It's slightly smaller than the wolf form, but they are standing on their two hind legs, and they're pacing around a bit. And they're clearly looking for something. They're just completely ignoring the party.
Gotcha. You can move your token around wherever you would like to mimic that pacing. Kovak, what's going on with you?
I think because this is immediately after we've ended combat.
Mm-hmm.
I think for a brief moment, Kovak is going to glance between where his glaive had made contact with the Watcher and then the gate. I believe it was this one that the Watcher came out of.
Mm-hmm.
Like sort of just like glancing at it and sort of readying himself to charge at it again if it comes through.
And then 30 Watchers come.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I got this.
Oh, fuck.
I got this. I can solo them. But I think that there's a lot going on in his head right now. His glaive doesn't have anything on it, right? Like the Watcher didn't bleed. Correct?
That's a wonderful question. There probably is a little bit of blood, but it doesn't look like normal blood.
Where's the blood?
On the glaive.
On the glaive.
And I think he's going to sort of like adjust his grip on the glaive to bring the blade closer to him. And he's going to sort of stare at his reflection in it for a little bit. Pretty thoroughly kind of in thought, staring back at himself. and guys, just trying to process everything that happened because it's so much has happened in the past. Like, how many rounds of combat did we have? About like 7. So that's what,
Minute?
36 seconds.
No, you're right.
I don't
there's-
know. It was a lot to have to process in that time. But I think his attention will inevitably snap over to Cassian. How wolfy is he looking right now?
Oh, like full wolf man.
So the halfway point,
And,
as in
I think
not like a big wolf, but a man
Okay, yeah.
who is also a wolf.
Yeah, so
Um,
yeah, like yeah.
I just wanna make sure.
gotcha. So I think Kovac's going to put his glaive away. He's still going to sort of like have his shield in his hand, and is going to very cautiously begin to approach Cassian with a look of concern on his face.
So I think by that point they've smelled the blood on his glaive, and now they're just completely fully locked onto him. And they're gonna snap and snarl a little bit as they're just pacing around.
And just, of course, it's sort of just gonna like keep his eyes on him. So like, hey buddy, what are you okay?
Near flicks.
He's gonna move to put himself in between the bloodied Kraggletooth
Thank you.
and the man that looks like he's actively smelling blood. Can you hear me?
They tilt their head a little bit, and their ears flick like completely upright, and then they flatten.
Okay. I think that's a good thing. I think you told me about this, right?
I think at that, the crazed feral look that's in their expression, they stop snarling and the wrinkles in their muzzle go away as they glance past Kovac to Kraggletooth, and then they look to Mop and then to Amaya. And then it's almost like they've been shot with the way they stumble back, and then they look to their hands. And now they look less like a feral, fucked up creature. Now they just look absolutely, terrified. And they're gonna just look back up to Kovac.
In a very slowly approach. The shield hand is back, like a sort of a sideways approach. The shield arm's back, and the other hand is more like reaching out to him.
And they take a step back. And
Hey,
they
it's okay.
shake their head. They shake their head.
It's okay. Whatever it was, it's dead now.
And when Kovac says that, their head lowers slightly. And their voice is a wee bit, it's much more gruffer than normal. As they manage to talk. They didn't kill it.
Kovac takes a step. We did.
I should have killed it.
I think he's gonna sort of he's gonna glance because I think it died just here actually. Gonna glance over to it and then over to Cassian, and then very slowly going to bring the outstretched hand to sort of try and rest it maybe on Cassian's arm. More of some sort of a reassurance of sort, right?
there's a brief moment where they flinch and then slightly settle when his hand's on their arm, but then they're gonna back off again. Putting more distance between the two of them as they're starting to try to like will the transformation away. They should have killed it.
I understand, but if you were worried about it coming back, if you're worried about having failed the trial, then he's just gonna take the hand that he outstretched and sort of point it at where the door's open now. It seems like everything's okay. It'll be alright.
No, I should have killed it.
You helped to. If it wasn't for you, we would have had a lot more trouble with it, I'm sure.
No, I should have killed it. I couldn't protect them before, and then I couldn't protect you now if...
And another step.
I think as they're panicking a wee bit, they're slowly, like, shifting back to human form, and they're gonna just sit against the wall and just put their head in their hands.
Another slow step. Another slow step. And does he shift back into his humanity?
Oh yeah, they're full human form now.
I think Koak's going to stand at his feet. Oh, just a little bit off to the side, actually. He's gonna squat down to his like just crouch all the way down, right? He's just gonna pull Cassian into a hug.
There's a brief moment where they just flinch and they're just staring over his shoulder for a moment. And whenever they're like completely sure that they're fully like shifted back to human form, they're just gonna grab onto him and just start crying into his shoulder.
While he does that, I'm gonna use 2 of these. Because
Hug of feeling.
just a little bit. We are get a short rest, so the hit dice and everything, but
You're
still get to get a bit of that out because it's thematic as well. But yeah, I think he's just gonna sit in the silence for a little bit and just hug Cassian until Cassian basically lets go of him.
In that case, while that is happening, because I imagine that will take a little bit. Mop and or Craggletooth, are you two doing anything?
I'm just kind of looking at her hands, just kind of, fidgeting with her nails. Just kind of absent-mindedly.
I think Craggletooth, after seeing that the Watcher has died, and she just kind of stands where she is for a moment, and then as the haste wears off, as it always does, she kind of like kind of falls to the ground a little bit, but with like a hand on her head, but then just kind of stays where she is, one arm wrapped around her torso, and the other one kind of rubbing her arm over the scratches where Nailbiter had scratched her.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll go up and I'll walk over to Craggletooth.
She won't look up as you approach, but an ear will flick towards you.
Mop will just put a hand on her shoulder.
At that, she'll kind of like look up and over to Mop and offer a very tired smile.
Well, we're not done yet, but we should still take a little bit of time, okay?
I think that'll be a good idea.
Mop will look at Amaya, see what she thinks.
She has, I think she has Argyle in her palm now. And at the, at Mop's mention of her, she looks up. And she looks in between both Mop and Craggletooth, and then back at Kovac and Cassian, and then looks back, and she just nods and shrugs a bit before going back to doing what she's doing.
Oh shit. And Mop will, give Craggletooth a little bit of a hug.
That sucks, Christian.
Craggletooth will like kind of like lean into it, and then she'll
Keep saying your like
after
full name.
a little
So
after a moment, then she'll open up her arms and like actually give Mom and return the hug.
Yeah. And Argyle will give Amaya a little hug on the wrist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Squeak,
She just holds Argyle. She's Argyle's kind of wrapped around her wrist now, and she just uses her other hand and she just pets the top of their head with a finger.
Okay. And guess we will do a short rest, won't we, fellas?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Before
Yeah.
Before we do know, actually I should have mentioned this, but my head was not there. I'm so sorry.
All good.
I thought you were Ellie.
I changed my mind.
No.
No,
Nobody's getting healed.
no one's getting healed.
I can just use hit dice. It's okay. I can just use hit dice.
That's okay. That's okay. Wait, do we get spell slots back from short rest?
No,
Unless you're a warlock.
Unless
no.
you're a warlock, or actually wizards do as well.
Me.
Just a lot less.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, honestly, okay, yeah.
But what I
I mean-
believe you do get back on a short rest. Let me check just.
Channel
to make
divinities.
Sure. Yeah.
You do get your channel divinities back, but
So yeah, you get your
in full
channel divinities.
disclosure, right? I think if we're taking a short rest, it's a pretty safe bet to use most of your hit die if you really need to. Because I think after this, we're gonna take another long rest after we get the fuck out of here.
Okay, fair.
Realistically,
I've planned for that long
so-
rest, but that's okay.
yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and use your hit die to heal yourself. It's very easy on the main page. The dice that has your level on it at the bottom, drag that into the side chat and it'll automatically heal you. And just do
I'm gonna
that
do this
until
at
you're satisfied.
Uh,
So
wow.
So here's the problem. That actually only uses one when you do that. Instead of 3.
Hang on, I see. Well, I'll just know in my head that I used
Well,
3.
I can make this easier actually. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay.
If you need help with it, I can help you. Mop's done. Mop is chilling. And
Yeah,
then
Mop
you also get to recover that 3rd level spell slot.
Yeah, I love arcane recovery.
Little mop.
I love my arcane recovery for the evening.
See, did you want some help getting Cassian up there?
Yes, please.
Doo-doo-doo.
Also, I was gonna text you there. Divine Retribution.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I definitely 100% forgot.
You rolled so well on your recovery. Holy fuck.
Yeah, oh my Jesus fucking Christ.
All good.
So let's see, divine retch. Oh right, you're locked because of the new alien. Ugh. Oh, now it looks bad and evil.
Oh.
So you have divine retribution, divine strike, guided strike. Is it just those 3, or is there another one?
Ooh. I don't know.
I think it's only 3, but
Yeah.
if there's 4, let me know. So Divine Retribution, if I remember correctly, is literally just whenever somebody hits someone within 10 feet of you, you can deal damage to them equal to the amount that they dealt in Radiant.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's goated.
I will
Yeah.
say,
I had it before and I kept forgetting to use it, but
I
I remember now.
I'll bring this up now. See, at one point, Zach and I were talking about making a bunch of religious themed subclasses. We might make a fighter one, if you ever wanted that.
Ooh. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That doesn't probably isn't gonna happen anytime soon, but I thought I'd let you know.
Eventually.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Uh,
It'd be good for lack of love too. Please lack of love too.
Lack of
So-
love too.
Bubble, do you have any more hit die? Or,
I have 3 more hit die, so yes.
I mean, I could just.
No, it's okay.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Just want to make sure we're all full.
Oh yeah, you only all of you have wonderful constitution, by the way. Every single one of you has 16. Exactly.
Yeah, we love that 16.
Argyle, be running. Stop your running.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think they just take about. A short rest is like between 1 to 3 hours, right?
Oh god, no, it's like 30 to an hour.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, whatever. They take a small rest. They're just they're chilling, just
I
to
think-
try to cope.
Yeah. After probably after a couple minutes, then Crackletooth will kind of like sit up and her ears will perk back up, and she'll kind of look around and look over at those two, glance over to Amaya, look to Mop, and she'll go, I think I'm gonna go check on Cassian.
Go check on Amaya.
Okay. Break.
Break.
Are they still hugging, or is Cassian let go?
After a full hour.
Yeah, they've let go. They've let go. They're like slumped against the wall, and they're looking at their hands.
Did you get shit on them or something?
What did Crackletooth say? Sorry.
She's looking at Cassie, looking at her at their hands, and she kind of like furrows her brow and goes, "Did you get like fit on them or something?"
They're gonna like glance up to Crackletooth, and then they're gonna just look back to their hands.
I hope not. Otherwise, bro, can you check the back of my Autobot if that's the case?
Yeah. Let me, and she'll walk behind, kind of like look up and down on Kovac's armor. I think you're good.
Okay, that's very good. No, it's still good that trying to inject a little bit of levity into the situation, but still very much just sort of sticking with Cassian because he gets it. He gets it. But he's just gonna just don't be there. Don't be there for him. If he needs anything, smiley face. But he does seem very out of it. So Kovac isn't gonna he's not gonna push, he's not gonna press or anything, but just don't be there.
They're gonna just take a wee moment. They're like opening their mouth to say something, and then it closes. But after a good few moments, I'm sorry. I didn't want that to happen.
She shrugs and kind of gets like a little cocky smile on her face. Goes, I mean, even if you were like being controlled or whatever, you couldn't hit me, and I don't think you could have if you tried harder, even. And she does a little smile.
At that, they're gonna just laugh a little bit, and there's a fresh set of tears that fall, and they quickly rub at their face. No, I am appreciate that. I'll talk more about it when we're out of here, but I'm sorry, I didn't want to turn into that. I just wasn't expecting to see.
You're apologizing for the wolf guy? That was cool.
And it's not your fault. It's not as though you were the one that was attacking us.
I could have been,
So, but you weren't.
but I could have been Kovak.
Well, you would have been pretty bad at it if you had been. So,
They-
not that
they-
like you're bad
they-
at fighting, but like at attacking me specifically, and probably Kovac too. Like that would have been, you know. She kind of
Or
like
just sort of
gestured with her hands, like
they
Go, just-
start and they're just like managing like a wee smile, and they finally look up to Craggletooth and they just look tired, but there is like a genuine like wee smile on their face.
she gives him a very crooked smile.
Look deadpans at Craggletooth.
Is completely innocent.
Yeah,
And has
all
done
right. Yeah, I also too like to delude myself. But Kovac's going to at the end of the short rest, he's going to offer out a hand, in like sort of like a less of like a holding out, like down low, more of like a holding it up in like a dap, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
And is going to nod over to the door. He's going to say, "We're not out of the woods yet."
Gonna just like nod a little bit, and they're gonna
Kovak.
like.
Kovac, I don't think we're in any woods. I think this is the cave.
It's a metaphor.
Give him time.
They laugh a wee bit. They laugh a wee bit and
It's-
they take Kovac's hand and like stand up. They're a little bit shaky on their feet, but then they're gonna look to Kovac and Craggletooth and just go, "I'll explain about it later. I'm sorry, I didn't even see what you guys went through."
Probably for the best. I don't really like people seeing me when I'm miserable.
They nod a wee bit.
But- No,
Okay.
it's quite okay.
Are you?
She kind
grateful
of
for
shrugs, like moving a hand in the air, like she's like waving it past. She goes, "That's all right. Wasn't too bad. Not as bad as like." She kind of gestures at the two of you.
this? Like, are you two okay? Is Amaya and Mop okay?
Quick glance. Do they look okay?
I can use that very easily to move over here for a moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty. What are you two doing?
Hi, Maya.
Amaya. Oh.
Oh, who was that fella?
Oh.
If you don't mind me asking, of course, I understand that. Quite frankly, all these figures, it might have something to do with very awful things about people's lives. And Mop will look down, realize that she's still wearing the uniform, and will quickly change it back to her white outfit.
She's Amaya. As Mop talks, Amaya's just gonna furrow her brows more. And then when they finish, she just shrugs and looks at her. See, that is the thing. I have no idea who that is.
What?
Go on.
I just said, what?
Oh. It's difficult to explain, I guess. I don't know who that is. Okay. There's nothing about that man that I know. For all I know, he could just be some passing by stranger that must have gotten a little butthurt from something that I've done a while ago. But the thing is that for some reason it feels like it isn't. I think I've dreamed of him last night. But I don't know why.
Will you give me permission to see?
What,
Mop will put a hand next to Maya's head.
uh, what do you mean by see?
I mean, you saw him in your dream last night, didn't you?
Yes.
Can I see your? If you remember your dream, can I see it?
Oh, alright.
I can
And
do
I,
that.
I will use detect thoughts.
Yeah,
Cooper.
it's actually very true. Knowing that you are being very willful in this, I'm not going to require a saving throw or anything like that. As you begin to push through her mind, I think, however, the clarity of this I might need a roll from.
Oh yeah.
Um,
And I guess. Do you want me to roll for anything for that as well?
I'm debating on whether I want you to roll or Amaya to roll. So actually, Mop, I do want you to roll Arcana. I think I'm actually going to do both. I want you to roll Arcana, Mop, so you can see this to the best of your ability. And Amaya, I want you to roll History.
Oh wow! Yay!
Alright.
Oh!
Oh fucking hell yeah!
Oh
Well.
my fucking god.
Well, there you go. All right. How do I describe? Hi, Red. How do I describe what you see? I think with a natural 20, the image of the dream in your head, Amaya, is perfect. It is crystalline. And with the Arcana check, that definitely helps Mop with the 14. So it's still a success, but I think that there's aspects of this that you don't see. So you are mainly looking for the man. So you do see the man. You see him in the kitchen. You are at a downward angle looking upwards.
Mop does not notice that. She's like, oh, this is normal. This is normal.
Oh, giant man. There is giant man.
Yeah,
Um,
there's the regular sized human probably,
mhm.
and tiny Mop.
But okay, I guess I want you to roll a d20 for me. I'm gonna go odds or evens on this one. Odds? Yes, you. Odds for bed, evens for. Okay,
Wow.
bed. The other
Uh-huh.
thing you notice from the vision is the bed. You notice that half of the bed is made very pristinely and the other half is not. Implying that someone had just gotten out of it, while the other one looks entirely unused. And then you will pull out from Amaya's mind.
Well, I saw that feller. And quite frankly, you sure you never met him before?
Well, I mean, if I could have, I probably might have. It's just I don't remember.
His face is pristine. You had to have met him more than once.
Well, I think that's. I doubt it. He's probably just someone that. I understand that sometimes my actions are not the best. Perhaps he might have gotten a little more hurt at whatever the hell I might have done as a priest. Sometimes we might have to do things that some people don't like. But that's the aspect in what taking actions are. Everyone has hurt someone at least once. This trial proves that. I don't think it's anything for me to look into that much, though, at least. And she kind of cringes her face. It's nothing you should be too concerned about, at the very least.
I suppose. But I suppose you were in a kitchen. I don't know. Do you remember that kitchen?
Vaguely. I mean, that whole dream I remember. I woke up in a room, and then I went over to another room, saw that giant bed, went down the stairs, and then he was there.
What was he like?
Exactly like how he was presented here. He was smiling, and then he wasn't, and he was crying. He was trying to say something to me, and I don't really know why, but... You know.
Did Mop see what he was making?
Yeah, like pancakes, I believe, was what it was.
It was the grapes.
It was crepes. That's right. It was crepes.
So now you know. Now you know she likes crepes.
Now you know!
Yeah.
Let's fucking go! Okay. And Mop will just kind
Hi,
of
Seffi.
leave it there, and we'll give Zamaya's hands a little pat.
Well, what about you then, Mop?
Oh, they're just some old friends from work.
It certainly seemed like you've known them well enough, considering that they showed up instead of your mother.
Yeah. I left on my own when I left. I didn't think about anybody else. I think that's the first time I ever remember not thinking about somebody. You know? I'm ashamed.
You're ashamed for doing something for yourself.
Sometimes the best things you can do for yourself are also doing it for others. Right?
Then is it really something you're doing for yourself?
Well, no kobold is an island, Papa said.
And Maya will furrow her eyebrows again, and she'll just nod, just slightly, with a bit of a hum. And those guys, and she's gonna kind of gesture over to the other three here.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna pretend that they're not fine, but and they're at least stable enough to keep going, yeah?
I believe so.
Hmm.
Regaltude's doing A-okay.
And that's what matters, I suppose.
Yeah. To be fair, none of us are A-okay, it seems. But, keep trekking on. We'll give a big old smile.
She kind of just throws her eyebrows again, like, the hell is Mop smiling at a time like this?
Gotta clip that.
Okay.
What
Smelling at a time like this.
what am I smelling, DM?
Smelly Ellie. Sorry.
Mop will take Amaya's hand and get her to her feet if she's not already standing.
Hold on. You you take her hand, but she's already kind of standing up, ish.
And she like, kneeling maybe.
Yeah, she doesn't use Mop's hand as a support, but
Use
she
the
sees the
top of her
gesture.
Fucking.
But she's up on her feet.
Yippee!
Or she gets up on her feet.
Yippee!
Yippee.
But she also puts Argyle on top of Mop's head.
And
Oh, cool.
Mop will reach up, grab Argyle, and give him a bunch of kisses. Just baby that rat. Fey rat with hopes.
Alrighty.
Rat.
The frat.
The frat.
Rat.
Alright, let's keep going.
Kovacs
Right.
is shimmying over to the door.
Shimmy,
Alright.
shimmy, a shimmy, a shimmy, yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Swallow, la, la, la.
no, not out of the
Right.
trials yet. We should keep on going.
Absolutely.
Mop will also hold out a hand to Cassie and just ask, just kind of silently ask if they want to hold hands.
They were keeping like to the far back of everyone. But whenever they look at Mop, they just like pause for a wee second and they look like they're about to hesitate or like say no. But then they sort of just like bite the inside of their cheek and go over and take Mop's hand.
Yeah, let's go. Getting the marshal back in the front line.
Yeah, get lost, Argyle. You're not in this episode.
Hey.
Wow.
Hey.
I
was
will
thinking-
take
He
Argyle.
is in this episode. Oh, there he goes.
So, as you all begin to push through the halls, the light of the last trial will begin to dim, and your dark vision will click on. But as you push further, even your dark vision begins to become suppressed.
I try and light a torch.
Yeah, you will light a torch, and it will fill your dark vision. It will not do much else.
That is okay.
Okay.
I would
So
like
it'll
to
only
cast-
be like.
I'm afraid.
Oh.
I'm so scared, chat.
I would like to cast light.
Oh,
Oh, I can't
Alright,
move.
Cleric.
What was up? What was
Well.
that?
No, it was me.
Oh,
trying
that
to-
was that was just like the token. Oh yeah, this is
So-
Silent Hill.
This is dark.
What's it called? You have. I forgot about that. Unfortunately for me, you have
Yeah.
light. Let me give you the spell light. I'll just cast it on yourself.
Do I not have it on my cantrips?
You do. I
No,
have
I
to
can
give you
check
the
it.
effect.
I could also use dancing lights. Nice.
Yeah.
It, believe it or not, it actually doesn't work if anybody else does it.
No?
This is
How-
magical darkness.
Oh.
And Amaya specifically has a feat as a lunar cleric, which lets her overcome magical darkness.
I like this.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
well in that
wait.
case, I think
win.
Kovacs like going to go through the motions of like unpacking out the torch, like getting the tinderbox, like lighting the tinder, and then setting the torch ablaze, only for Amaya to cast light, and then he's just like, okay, and then he's just gonna snuff the torch out under his foot.
It's
then put it
not
back
all
in.
that, unfortunately, to say. Kovak.
I mean, whatever. It's light. That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Give me my rat.
As you get here, oh yeah, you need your rat. 1 moment.
The Fey rat.
Give me my rat.
Oh, I need to
Fair,
lower.
fair.
I need to lower his dark vision. 1 moment.
Oh,
No.
yeah. You definitely
Make
need
him blind.
It
He
checked
just
Tavern
wants
Cat's
in
here.
and just flashbangs
Tavern
us.
cat! Tavern cat!
Ginger.
Tavern cat, tavern cat.
Ginger.
She's sitting on my
Um,
wall.
As you enter, this stone will also have words inscribed upon it. You expect them to read something along the lines of, as everything else said, which was, I repent for what I have destroyed, I repent for understanding. This one, you expect to have read something along the lines of, I repent for how, for those who I have harmed the most. What you read instead is, I repent for how I have harmed myself.
Oh, wonderful.
I fucking knew it.
Aw.
Put that right there.
Oh, what the fuck? Anyway,
Oh my god.
And before you is a bridge. As you step forward, you feel, I don't know. There's a sort of ominous feeling across the way. You don't even know how far this bridge goes, actually. So yeah, you just see this obsidian bridge. I don't know much else to describe about that.
out.
But as Kovak and Amaya both take a step forward, you feel there's this light pushback when both of you attempt to step forward at the same time.
Oh no! We gotta go one at a time.
and then I mean, I think at that, Koa's sort of like going to take the hint and sort of just like step back. Kind of look at Amaya. Is Amaya still being pushed back?
No.
Yeah, great. Sacrifice the cleric. Why don't you, Kowak?
I mean,
Go first.
I can go
Goodbye.
I mean,
No,
can
no,
you
no,
feel
no,
it-
no, no.
Can you feel it pushing back on you?
No, I can't.
We have. I mean, and then he's going to step back onto the thing.
And yeah.
You both. They both feel it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just going to intentionally stand right next to Amaya, and he's going to try and stonewall himself as much as he can, and he's still being like shoved to the side. And he's just like, "This is why we literally can go together."
Calm down. I was making a joke.
Would you like my rat? Oh no, that's me.
Wait, did Maya say that?
You have to
Like,
click off and
Yeah.
then grab it.
I think
I can.
Cass is gonna just like look over to Amaya when she says that, and there's like a moment where they're just like, "Wait, she made a joke," but they're gonna just not say anything because now's not the time to comment on it.
Koa's just going to look at Amaya. A
Cargo just gonna
little
look at Amaya.
straight-faced. Yeah. Yeah. Kovak looks very straight-faced at Amaya and steps off. Sorry, you'll have to excuse him. He has a very bad recollection with sacrificing clerics. So you'll have to excuse him if the joke doesn't land.
Awful. Awful. Awful.
The
Amaya,
one
we need to
time-
work on your humor. Your
The
sense of
one
humor.
time Amaya tells a joke, she fucking triggers Kovak.
Yes, actually, like I kid you not, legitimately, he's just standing there,
so
kind of just
silly.
staring off into the middle distance.
If you guys want, I can go first.
I can go first too.
Why don't we roll? Let's draw sticks.
You have
Let's
sticks.
draw. Let's draw sticks, straws. Does anybody have straw or sticks or grass?
Can I
I-
prestidigitate a dice? 'Cause it says I
Yeah.
can make like a small.
You also have you have your coin.
I do have my coin. But a dice will work better. A die will work better.
That's true because I gave her dice.
That's true.
You did do that.
You did give me dice.
You have dice.
I'm gonna pull out my dice. I got this.
You just
Okay.
brought those with you?
Kovak is one.
They're in my pocket. I don't know what to tell you.
Kovak is 1. Amaya is 2. 3 is Cassian. 4 is you, Crackletooth. 5 is me, and 6 is Roll again.
Okay. Okay. Who do we think? Any bets on who's going first?
No, we're not
Like-
bidding. We're not.
You see your shoulders kind of drop a little bit. as you
Argyle
shake
holds up 9 fingers.
Stop that.
All right, not for Argyle.
Argyle doesn't have any money.
Cassian.
And Cassian.
Cathian.
They're gonna just like snort a little bit, and then they're gonna look out to the bridge, and they're clearly like really anxious about it, but they're gonna just like suck it up, and then they're just gonna try and take a step forward.
Yeah. And assuming you are the only one that steps forward, it will begin to work. And so, before you go any further,
Eh?
I would like these to be individual, but I am going to actually timestamp in the server when this starts, so if you guys want, you can watch it after the stream.
All right, wonderful. So
Um,
we can.
Oh, right. So you're gonna want us to stay here, and then you'll drag the others here.
Yes.
Only modders know. Gotcha.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Okay.
only martyrs know!
Well, we'll see you later then.
Goodbye.
Well,
Bye!
While
Hold
they're
on
gone,
one
I'm gonna
moment.
play Farmer's Valley.
No, God.
oh, am I being dragged somewhere?
Almost.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
afraid.
Alright, here we go. All of them are dead. There you are.
Hey,
Hey.
I'm so scared. Hey,
I thought you were C.
I'm gonna kill you. Strangle.
So, you begin to make your way out on the bridge. Let me make them visible. I don't think you can see them
Them
quite
visible?
yet, which makes sense.
I don't. I don't like that. I don't like this.
You begin to push through. You can go through as much as you want. There is sort of darkness enveloping as you begin to leave the safety of Amaya's light.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, reflecting off the light in the darkness, very, like, it's that thing with animals, when you shine a light in their eyes,
Oh,
it
the eyes
reflects off of it.
Yeah.
You see something like that in the darkness.
Okay. I think they're gonna like pause for a wee moment, like whenever they say that, and not gonna lie, it does scare the shit out of them. But they're gonna just pause for a wee moment and then just suck in a breath. Hello?
There will be a bout of silence before you'll hear, "What are you doing here?"
Does it sound familiar to Cass at all?
It sounds like you.
Oh, fuck right off. I knew you were gonna do this. I actually knew you were gonna do this, because I was talking to Bubble about it. Okay. They're gonna pause for a wee moment when they hear that, and then just sort of like blink. And there's something like unnatural about, you know, hearing that. So, they're just gonna like hesitate. We have to go through. We're trying to complete the trials of Ard.
You will hear some footsteps begin to walk towards you. I can't see when they see you, unfortunately, but as they begin to approach, I'll put them about there. You hear, no. What? Why aren't you home?
I think when they say that, their like stomach just drops a wee bit, and it like shows in their expression. What do you mean?
We failed. And you and I both know we shouldn't be here.
No, I know, but I know we shouldn't be here, but Lunanora brought us back.
But why? Why did she do that?
I don't know yet.
There will be some silence.
I'm trying to figure that out, but according to the scribe, he says that she brought. They were about to say me, but then they're gonna just like hesitate for a wee moment. She brought us back.
Is this... Should we even be doing this?
I
Any
mean,
of
yeah.
this? Why? Is this what they would have wanted? At all?
Their jaw's gonna set for a wee minute, and they're just gonna, like, brace themselves for the response. Would who want this?
I think that there is a... I don't think there's a response. I think that there is a knowing silence.
Yeah. I think they would have wanted us to help. Help people. Help Luanora. Wilbur and Sorsha worship them as well. We've talked to Wilbur when we've visited them. He hopes that we can help Luanora. And I can't talk to Sorsha anymore. They're not in this realm, but they would have wanted us to keep going, right? So it's Sterling. And they're gonna just, like, hesitate for a moment. I think Ajax would have wanted us to keep going.
You're going to hear footsteps approach you more, and you're going to see through the darkness the glinting eyes resolve into your own human face. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
There is a very deep frown on their expression as they stick their head out of the darkness. And they say, even after what we did.
I think so. I like to think so.
All right. If that's what you say, then I trust you.
For a moment there, they were going to say something, but they closed their mouth because hearing themselves say that they trust them when they, in reality, do not trust themselves at all, it sort of just floors them a wee bit.
I have a question for you, actually.
Yeah?
Do you think they... And they kind of look behind you. Do you think what they say about us is true?
They look back to, was it the party?
Yes.
They'll look back to the party and then their brows will furrow a wee bit. What do you mean? What have they said?
That we're strong. That we're capable. I think Kovach called us kind once.
I hope so. I can't keep going for myself. I can at least keep going for them. And anyone else who needs help.
Well, I suppose that's better than nothing.
I think it's better than what we had.
And then I think this version of Cassian will begin to fall back into the darkness. I want you to roll a... I want to say D8 or D10. I'm going to go with D10.
Okay.
4. That makes sense. And then I'll drag you a little bit. You will begin to make your way to the other side of the bridge. God, it's very small over here. God, it's a really long bridge.
Good stuff. You're fucking evil, by the way. I was actually tearing up a wee bit during that. That was good, though.
There you go. And as you cross the bridge, I'm gonna put you back, and we'll join them for a moment. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Who's
Oh.
next?
Okay.
I mean, do we want to roll again, or
Yeah,
let's,
we
let's
rolled
roll
again.
again.
okay?
Yeah, let's roll again. Now we have a D4. Okay.
Yeah.
Cracker teeth one.
All right, all right. And she shakes it. Shake, 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 shake. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Who was one?
Kovog.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was one. Fuck. Okay. All right.
I'm here.
Don't die. I'd be very sad if you died.
And Mop will give him a little back pat.
I will be okay. And he holds up his shield.
Also,
He holds up his shield.
Oh,
And yeah, he holds up the shield. Shut up. I'm not gonna acknowledge that. But he holds up the shield. With a thumbs up.
Cassian just
And I-
disappeared into the dark, though, right?
Yes, and an attempt at a comforting smile. And he's gonna step his way up the
Alrighty.
platform.
What
Join me
demons
down
frighten
below.
you? What demons do
Okay.
you hold? What demons do you hold, Argyle?
He holds up the number 9 again.
Oh, God.
Alrighty.
Hey.
Let me go ahead and put a special little someone. There we go.
Oh my god. I'm
You-
gonna be fucking horrified.
You will begin to step on the obsidian, your armor clanking against the ground. Feel free to move forward as you please. And as you begin to move more and more away from Amaya's light, that darkness will begin to settle in around you. And when you get to about, I want to say here, if that is where you want to go.
Yeah.
Um,
Slow step.
you will begin to hear a second set of clanking armor. And you recognize the sound of a blade being sheathed rather than drawn from across the bridge.
Look, has his shield up and he has his blade thoroughly drawn. I think in the darkness, he's going to sort of just extend the blade out in the direction that it came from, and very patiently wait for whomever this may be.
More steps will be taken. Clanks of armor approaching at a constant pace until you see the glimmer of Amaya's light shining just barely. Can you see him? No, you can't.
I cannot. Oh,
Shining off of your own armor. You see yourself. They walk up to you. Their fists are clenched at their side. You can see veins popping in their, popping outward across basically their entire body. They stare at you with a fury you have never really seen before, because it really only comes from you. And they will say, "You are wasting time."
I'm biding it, not wasting it.
I beg to differ. Where are they? Why are they not dead yet? You're plenty strong enough now, aren't you? Why are you meandering around these people when you know what's going to happen?
I think at that, Kovok's going to sort of like, oh, he's not going to look very happy himself per se, but he is going to sheath his sword. And look to the complete replica of him. That's no, you're right. You're me, of course you are. You knew exactly how I felt when this all began. I didn't want a new group of people. We both know what happened to the last one. More than anyone else. But being put in the situation that we were, that bullshit little injustice of being roped into something because of an unwritten law that doesn't exist, really. Being put in these situations, being asked to do something to help someone else out. And not only that, not only being asked to help that person out and help their deity out, their deity going out of your way, our way, to help us, in turn, knowing exactly what we're after. That's why I'm still there. They've grown on us. You can't deny that. I'll never replace what we lost, but they don't have to.
There will be a moment of silence. They look a bit less upset, but they are still frowning deeply. And they will say, even beyond that, why are we conversing with the enemy? Let alone Amaya. That red cloak on the ship. He was there. He took us from the temples. He deserves our vengeance just as much as everyone else. Why are you sparing him? Along with everyone else who deserves the same.
I thought about that myself. The moments afterwards, I thought to myself, was that a stupid idea to speak to him? You know what? I was questioning it. Was it a stupid idea to let him go? Should I have thrown him over the water? Should I have killed him? But I still had that doubt in my head. Until I reached that last room that we just went through. I don't even know if you even know what we went through. But they would be furious with us. And I get it. I can say that fully. You are me. I am you. I get it. We haven't been the same since we lost Delsaran, since we lost Perisandra. You and I both know exactly what we did to every single one of those people. We brutalized everyone in that tavern. We beat the shit out of people without any regard for the furniture, for the barkeep, for anyone. The only person we didn't hit was the barkeep. We've gone on sprees, even. And in doing that, we've lost sight of who we were. We weren't like that before we lost them. We made a promise to them. We broke it. That doesn't mean we have to keep breaking it.
Throughout that conversation, its expression will shift throughout the mention of your past comrades, will put a more somber expression on their face. The more and more you begin to talk, you will see an anger begin to billow within them, their expression, until you reach the end, and it climaxes into nothing. They just stop. Their anger disappears, fizzles out. They don't really have any emotion except for maybe some lingering sadness.
You understand? This is not what either of us planned. If it hadn't been for that chance trip into those temples, I would have walked into those woods. Who knows what I would have found? Would have hopefully found Krieg, killed him quicker. But fact of the matter is, you and I both remember speaking to her. We remember talking to Perisandra. We know how important this is to her. And he's going to sort of reach into his reach towards his neck, find the amulet, and take it out and show it to him. Do you remember what she said about this particular moon?
He will stare at it silently. And he will nod.
You do. Exactly. I could tell that you do. Crescent moon. Purpose. We owe it to her to at least try. In both respects. Not only to kill those sons of bitches, we will. Trust me. The others know, at least somewhat, of what happened, and they were more than happy to help me. They were non-judgmental when I grabbed Krieg and I beat him to death. But that doesn't mean it has to be the one thing that I have to focus on. It will come in time. There can be two different objectives. There can be two different purposes. But I need to be more measured about it. Can't be an idiot. No offense.
They will let out a small chuckle, and then put a hand on their head and sort of drag it down, exasperated, and say, "All right. Yeah. No, you're right." And they will step aside.
I think he's going to very slowly step his way over, and before he goes past, is going to turn to himself. And he's going to try to put a hand on his own shoulder.
Mhm.
Tell me if it connects or not.
It does.
And he's going to just hold himself by the shoulder. Get some rest. Okay?
I'll try.
It's what you and I do best.
I'll smile.
And he will smile as well. But there's a different sort of a warmth behind it, I think. Kind of yeah, it's sort of like a revelation of sorts, I guess. But he'll let go of himself. He will continue on.
Gotcha. I would like you, as you walk away, and you don't necessarily notice it, but the other Kovok begins to fade away into the darkness. I would like you to roll
Like he
2
glances.
d20s.
2d20s.
Yes.
At the same time or one after the other?
Same time. We're adding them together. So very good. 25. Love that.
Yippee!
And as you can drag Kovok over where Cassian is, and we will head back to the other ones for a moment.
Yippee!
Oh,
Oh,
Hey.
hey, I think
Hey.
Sam was about to say something to me. Hey, Sam, were you about to say something to me?
oh,
How you doing, Sam? How you doing,
Chai.
Sam?
How you doing?
Yeah.
hey.
All right,
Bark, bark, bark.
Grabbletooth.
All right, who's number one? Who's number two? Who's number three?
Number 1 is Roll Again. Number 2 is Amaya. Number 3 is you, and number 4 is myself.
Why am I number 2?
Because
I'm
Kovok is
gonna
number
I'm
one.
gonna make this so much easier for you guys. Roll. It's a d6. 2.
Okay.
What? Who's so? Okay. 1 through
Yeah.
2 is Amaya. 3 through 4
Makes
is
it
Crackle.
easier.
2, 5 through 6 is Mom.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
D6.
ready?
Yeah, it's a d6.
Okay.
So that'd be Mom.
That may bump.
Oh, shit. All right.
I hear that tears are really good for your skin, so if you cry, don't worry.
Maya, you can hang on to Argyle, okay?
I can I?
Yes. Could you actually?
Can we try that out? Can Amaya try stepping up with just Argyle?
Yeah,
Or
it worked. It's a familiar. It doesn't.
okay.
There's not a rat here that's gonna show up and be like, squeak, 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 squeak.
Unreal boss music and just.
we get canon Argyle lore and then Elden Ring starts playing.
Absolutely.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
See you in a couple minutes.
Real quick, Dust.
Yeah.
Before you go. Is me and Sam allowed to do slash action?
Yeah, absolutely. If you wanna like roleplay in the what's it called in the chat, you absolutely can.
Yeah.
Make sure to remember the number you rolled on your dice though.
Oh, okay. I'll make a note
Gotcha.
of
Ellie, do you want to roleplay interactions?
Um,
We
Alright.
100% can.
evening. Oh, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
There you are. You lagged out for a brief moment.
I know.
Mop, your feet will hit the obsidian as they slap against the stone. And you can push through as much as you want. Nothing will happen until you get to a certain point.
Okay.
And yeah, you will begin to walk further and further away from Amaya's light, the darkness beginning to push through, only stopping about 10 feet in front of you in all directions as your dark vision begins to kick in. And only after when you leave Amaya's light fully, which I believe is like right here about. You will hear footsteps. The sound of, the feet slapping on stone. And you will see something begin to come out of the darkness. You'll watch as she very timidly, she's kind of crouched over slightly, just begins to trudge forward little by little. I need to make sure she's not invisible, because I bet she is. She totally is invisible. Until she enters your vision. She's kind of crouched down. She looks afraid. Looking all around, afraid of everything, including you. And she will say, Why are we here? Why did you come
I'm
here?
not sure.
Why did you leave?
Huh?
You left the house. None of this would have happened. So many people would have been okay if you just listened. They wouldn't have come for Mom. Our friends wouldn't have gotten hurt.
I know.
Then why? Why didn't you listen? Why didn't we listen?
I don't know why. I don't. Sometimes I don't think I should have, you know? Maybe it was impulse, maybe it was something else. Maybe I was just stupid. But I know they might have killed me. Us. I don't think things would have gotten better. They sure haven't gotten better. Now, other people are getting hurt because of us.
They will, still cowering, look back at you and say, Why did you say no to her?
Because I really didn't want to. I didn't want to go back. I think something changed.
What changed?
We're not the person we used to be. And we're certainly not the person we were when we were still at the Tillamines. But I'd give anything to be the person I used to be for them.
She will look agreeable, equally as sad. I'd like that too, but I don't know if that's possible. What do we do now?
I guess we just keep walking, don't we? Mom will hold out her hands for her other mom.
She will look at it for a moment. She almost looks afraid to touch you in any way. And she'll say, "What about Mom?" Why wasn't she angry at us?
I don't know. But they I think it'll be okay.
Okay.
Because we're not alone anymore.
No, you're right. We're not alone. I guess we're not alone. And she will hold out a hand and grab yours, but before you can start guiding her, she will start to guide you forward through the dark. Is there... I think, yeah. You guys will move through the bridge, and then after some time, which is unclear to Mop, that hand holding on to hers will disappear and fade into the dark, and Mop will be at the other side of the room. I would like you to roll, I think... I want to say... I'm going to go a happy medium here. I want you to roll 2d10. That's perfect. Okay. And then I will head back in.
Okay.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Hey, how'd it go? Hey, Shasta,
Chessa?
how's Mop doing?
Pretty, well, the D10s mean something. I imagine we'll get to it. You're... Oh, Boise. In that case...
Okay.
Amaya... Not Amaya. Argyle will run up and, like, nudge the dice.
Oh,
Okay.
time for this again?
Alright. Odds or even?
Odds.
Alright. She shakes up her little dice.
Alright.
Oh, God.
Alright. I guess I'll see you on the other side. Other side.
Oh man.
Alright. Hey.
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 Let me... There we go. You will begin to push out on the bridge as well, your shoes slapping against the marbled obsidian floor of the bridge. The light from Amaya will begin to fade as the darkness begins to sink in, your dark vision only leading out about 10 feet in front of you. As you leave the dim light of Amaya's spell, you will hear footsteps approaching you. And after a moment, you will see yourself standing in front of you. She is holding both of her elbows with her hands, looking slightly downwards as tears fall down her face. And she will say, Why are we so bad at this?
Craggletooth will like fold her arms, a little defensively, and kind of shift uncomfortably, looking at herself. And personally, I think we're doing pretty great. And she's lying.
Before you can get the word great out, you will hear, Stop that! Stop doing that!
The words fall from her mouth, and she sighs, looking down to the ground, and kind of just kicks at the ground, but there's not really any dirt or rock to kick. I don't know. I'd ask you, but you're the one asking the question, so.
Why can't we just kill him? Why did we even leave?
Because I had a bad idea, and we had a bad idea, and I guess it worked for a little while. And she thinks back to Nailbiter's finger in her pocket. She kind of moves one arm, putting her hand in her pocket, and the finger comes to her hand, and she squeezes it. And then lets it go back into, lets it go, and shakes her head. Maybe we're just bad at people. I don't know. Misread the situation.
Are we hurting them? Our family?
Craggletooth immediately opens her mouth to say no, but as she does that, the words don't come. The words don't come. And after a moment, she just closes her mouth and looks down to the ground and almost mimics the pose that she's looking at herself that she has, rubbing her arms with her hands. I hope not. It wasn't supposed to happen like this.
It wasn't. We didn't want this to happen. Any of this.
She shakes her head.
Then did we do this? The only thing we've actually done is try and kill Kovak.
I mean, we're pretty bad at that too, so gives a half-hearted shrug. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
She'll look up at you with like the sort of strike of confusion. Not at you, her eyes will dart, you know, side to side in thought. And then she'll say, Why are we hurting people?
Then I don't know. It's too easy to hurt someone, I think. Or maybe
Mhm.
we're too good at it.
Maybe. What if... And she looks like she's about to say something, and then she stops herself.
Cragotooth's ears kind of perk up, almost in, and you know, it's a curious movement where she's not going to press the matter, but she's letting herself know that, oh, that's want to share, or but letting the silence linger, if not.
She will look at you with an expression that indicates you know what she was going to say.
Her ears fall back down.
Is any of this worth it?
I mean, if we just left, then what would happen to everyone back? Well, they're not home now, I guess. And if we try to kill Kovak, then that... She kind of shakes herself a little bit. That doesn't feel good. You know that. But at least no one... Well, no one that would be hurt more, right?
She will look down and shake her head and say, This sucks.
Cragotooth kind of laughs, but it's a bitter, it's a tired laugh. And she nods in agreement, kind of shaking out her arms and bouncing on the top of her toes. Fuck that, even.
Yeah. I mean, Nailbiter hates stuff. I bet they all do.
I mean, maybe. I hope they know we're trying. I don't know if they do. I mean, we don't. We don't even know if everyone's still. And she stops at that, not wanting to actually finish the sentence and that thought. Enter the world, because if it enters the world, then that might make it real.
And she will look at you with the same knowing expression she gave earlier. Can you...
Is there a,
Oh, please.
is there a right choice at this point? Do you think?
I don't know. I don't want to kill Kovak,
Neither do I.
but can you roll me a... I want to say insight.
Yeah. Oh, I have proficiency in that one. Yippee! Oh, dear
do you want to
God.
use your inspiration?
I would like to use my inspiration.
Go for it. Oh, I saw
Better?
it. I saw it twitch over to that 3. I was terrified.
I saw it hover on a 1, and I was like, please no.
With 22, you're thinking less of an insight on why she is saying the things she is saying, because you're kind of agreeing with her right now. But your mind draws back. It was such a small, short moment. But your mind draws back to your cave that you visited back in Sadal. The city of Sadal. You're still in Sadal.
Mhm.
And you remember the letter left by your dad. And the crystal that was left for you.
Mm-hmm. She will, as she thinks about that, she's going to kind of pull the crystal out of her pocket. Not her pocket of holding, just her pocket, and kind of turn it over in her hands again. I don't think they hate us. I don't. And she kind of pauses, and then she nods her head decidedly, because she's going to operate under this next belief, and she'll say, I don't think they hate us. I don't think that we're necessarily everyone's favorite person either.
I think when you say that you don't think they hate us, your mind will also draw back on Nailbiter a little bit. And I think there will be a touch of a realization that hits Craggletooth in this moment of deciding this. That Nailbiter themselves have not actually spoken to you about this.
Mm-hmm.
You have just assumed that they are mad at you. Reasonable assumption, they lost a finger.
Yeah.
But I think that realization will sink in a little bit as the other one will say, maybe. I don't know. I would hate me.
I think I'd probably hate me too. She'll look up from the crystal at her other self and tilt her head. her ears dropping slightly, her voice shaking a little bit as she looks at herself. Do we hate ourselves?
Do we?
She'll look back down. Her shoulders dropping slightly. And then she'll take a breath. And she'll still her shoulders again. And she'll kind of squeeze the crystal in her hands. No. I think that we ourselves are pretty awesome. And we are pretty capable and useful, and we can figure this out. There's got to be an answer somewhere, right? And with that, she'll look back up.
Is Craggletooth lying here, or is she trying to encourage herself?
She's...
Or a secret third option.
I think she's lying to herself, but in the way that you lie to yourself in order to try and attempt something to be true. Maybe because if she tells it to herself enough, then she'll start believing. Kind of like fake it till you make it, but she's deciding to start faking.
That's the important thing, is she deciding that what she is saying is true, or is she just lying to herself to try and make the person across from her believe it?
No, she's deciding.
Gotcha. There will be a moment where she'll look frustrated again like she did when you lied earlier. And she'll look, she's about to say something and she'll stop. And she'll say, "You mean that, don't you?"
And at that, her ears, which had flipped up to say it, will kind of go halfway down. But the rest of her will kind of straighten up, and she'll nod. I want to.
All right. Okay. Well. And the other Craggletooth will straighten up and clear her throat very dramatically. And we'll take a step this way. I don't know if you could see her anymore. You still can. Okay, good. And
yeah.
she will bow and, like, point her hands in the direction of the other side of the bridge and says, "The way hath opened for you, my liege." And she'll smirk and give a shitty little grin at you.
Craggletooth will stick her tongue out and do a dramatic bow back at herself with a little, like, shitty little grin. "Oh, thank you, my dear, my gracious servant." And as she goes by, I think she's gonna, like, elbow herself playfully.
She will chuckle. And as you begin to walk away, before they are fully enveloped in the darkness behind you, you will hear them call out, very quietly, but enough for you to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Make them proud, please.
I will.
And then she will disappear. And you could drag yourself to the other side. And I'm gonna go grab Amaya.
Oh.
Amaya.
Amaya! You're damn right.
Oh.
Thus, I'm paying you half price for the session.
That's you're paying for my therapy.
All right. Are you ready? Are you ready, Ellie?
Yes. I assume that Argyle is just tugging on her, like. Okay.
Absolutely.
She'll put Argyle on her shoulder.
Wonderful.
And I will descend.
Hey.
I'm so scared right now. Ugh.
I'm actually quite happy you went last because of the light. Every single time somebody went, I described the light disappearing behind them.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, Amaya, you were the last one to remain. You hear footsteps echo across the room. You do not hear any sounds of battle or anything like that, so you presume that no one's been killed or there hasn't been some kind of scuffle that broke out.
Mm-hmm. At least one that she can't hear of.
Mm-hmm.
She's just gonna be sitting behind the statue here, and she has her legs crossed up. She was talking to everyone bit by
Mhm.
bit, and then she's the last one. And when Argyle starts tugging on her robes, she's just like, "Okay, yeah, fine, whatever, fine." And she'll start going up as the light follows her. Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Alrighty. You will begin to step on the bridge, the clacking of your shoes against the obsidian and marbled stone. Nothing necessarily happens until you get to a certain point. I imagine. Yeah.
Right, okay, cool.
Okay.
She's gonna kind of take a look around. Thankfully, she's the one with the light, so she's able to look up the walls, see if there is anything.
So that's the thing. No one else got to see this. You do. This isn't necessarily an important detail, but something of note. These are not walls. This is a bridge. That is an abyss. That is a sheer drop.
Okay. So if Amaya were to go, like, peer over, she'd just see nothing.
Yeah, like this would be falling right now.
Okay. Argyle! Yeah, she's a little eared out. Just thinking fucking art trials. As she just, I guess, goes down to where do you think?
I can take you there if you'd like. Well, no, you're actually getting there. No, you're good.
Okay, cool. Oh. What?
What?
Oh.
What?
Okay.
Oh, you could see her. Oh, she was right here. Gotcha. I could
Yeah.
only see this light. You see a dim version of yourself sitting in the light. Her arms are folded, one foot jutted outwards. Her eyes are obviously closed, but she is staring at you with this just annoyed expression on her face.
Oh, great. There's a doppelganger.
She'll take a step forward and say, "So, what's the plan?"
Sorry?
What's the plan? We've gotten this far. We failed him twice now. I imagine you have something in mind for what we're going to do next. We have to get back there somehow. We have a job to do.
You're me, aren't you? Wouldn't you know already?
I'm asking you.
So you don't know then. You aren't me. You're something else.
Perhaps. But I look like you. And I talk like you, and I think like you. I don't know mostly everything about you. You know, most times when you ask a question, you don't necessarily do it because You want an answer. You already know the answer.
Okay. She just raises her eyebrow.
Fine. I'll ask a different question then. Why don't you have one?
You know, you're not great at actually forming a question that someone will be able to answer directly. What do you mean by why don't you have one?
A plan. To get back to Dashia. Back in his good graces.
These things take time. They don't just happen in the middle of the night.
The Amaya I know would have already done that by now. You would have already come up with a plan, good or not.
It's gonna look down. Well, I have things in mind.
Oh?
One thing stuck to me since the last time we talked to Josiah. When we were supposed to meet with him, he was supposed to come and collect Nelra. Instead, he sent him our way. And the reason why he came was not for Nelra, but for these. And she's gonna hold up the gauntlets of Saint Lucinia. So if it's stuff like this that he really wants, then we as priests should be able to get that, no?
She will begin to step forward with a smile on her face. And she'll say, "You're going to get them and bring them back to him."
What? You have another plan?
No, I quite like that. You think it'll put you back into good graces with him? She seems uncharacteristically genuine.
Amaya doesn't trust this part of herself. She doesn't answer and she just furrows her brows.
Roll an insight check.
I'm good at these. I'm good at these. Please let me be good at these.
23. Let's see. There we go. Alrighty. The way she's reacting to what you're saying, these are trials you're going through. Each one of them having to do with repent and forgiveness for the person you have harmed the most. She isn't agreeing with you, you're agreeing with her. You are doing what she wants you to do by saying what you have said. In other words, you clock it pretty quickly. I think you're able to put behind, based off of how everyone else is gone, and based off of the format of this entire thing, that in order to cross this bridge, you have to finish the trial of repenting for the harm you have dealt upon yourself. And right now, you're feeding into it.
Clocks into Amaya. She's able to sort of grasp at what this Amaya is saying. And I'm gonna just... Hello? Hello?
Hello?
There we go. There we go. No, sorry. I can hear you. I promise.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna put Arga right here, just to make it a bit easier.
Mhm.
So... She she's able to clock in. And she knows that perhaps getting a plan is not doing her any better. But she doesn't know why and what she would need to do. Well, and she's gonna just flop her hands to the side. What do you want from me then?
No, I thought you were doing pretty good.
Is that so?
She'll nod. Look, Josiah has done a lot for us, possibly everything, right? And it's pretty clear to me this is all some kind of test. And I think, you know, getting the armor for him would do pretty well in trying to get him to, I don't know, pass the test. He can't be serious about all the stuff he's done to us, right? And she'll kind of chuckle at that. Something she obviously doesn't believe.
He's not someone to just throw away something like that so sudden. And he said as well that, you know, when we've just been excommunicated for now, there's still some sort of chance that we can get back.
Right, exactly. You get it.
You don't believe me, though.
I do.
I don't think you do.
Well, I'm pretty sure that I do myself. But I don't know, what does not believing yourself say to you? Like I said, I think like you. I know you've thought the exact same thing before. I know it's hard to tell sometimes. I'm not being sarcastic.
She's gonna think about that for a second. She's gonna look down. Considering that she does have a point. If we can't trust ourselves, no matter what sort of marriage or trial it is, then should Amaya really believe what she herself is saying? We don't think there's a chance. It's gonna be a lot more difficult than that, is it?
She'll kind of pause and like look over at you inquisitively. What are you... No. It's a pretty high chance. It makes sense, right? He wants him, we give it to him, everything's better.
But it isn't going to get better, is it?
Well, that's, certainly... that seems pretty extreme.
Look, this is... She's gonna take another step forward. But she's gonna try to step to the side. I appreciate this self-reflection, but I do not think that this is worth our time. We have bigger things to worry about. And it's going to have to take more to get into the church again, but what is that? That still has to be possible. But And she's gonna kind of just stop. And she's gonna also look to Argyle for a moment. Because she's never really had to think about it like this before.
Argyle is staring at you. They look a little sad hearing you talk about this in the way that you're talking about it. But they don't necessarily make any gestures to communicate anything. They just kind of rub against you a little bit to indicate that they are there. Both literally and metaphorically.
And she lets an eyebrow twitch for a second. Not out of irritation, but just like, this trial isn't exactly getting to her in the way that she wants it to. So she looks back to this little mirage of herself. Why are you so confident in this and I'm not?
I don't know. I guess I'm just inclined to believe the truth. Maybe you've just been spending too much time around those criminals. You do remember they're criminals, right?
You say like we're also not criminals at this moment.
That's entirely temporary. We are criminals because of a misunderstanding that we're working to solve. That basically means we're not criminals at all.
And temporary is still standing. Temporary does not mean that it is non-existent. They'll always be there. It's like these trials. We worship a god of justice. We worship a god who thrives on this kind of stuff. Justice is always there, even if it is temporary, it's still there. We're criminals. Even though it is temporary, it's still us. And what the fuck else would you think I would be doing if it wasn't with them? You just prefer if we just went off on our own? We're cleric, but even you and I know that we will not make it out there on our own, or at least not that far.
I see. Well, I guess that is smart, using them. That is a good point. Yeah, you're right. That is a good point. It is more beneficial to utilize the resources that we have rather than just go out on our own. And you will feel Argyle kind of tug at you a little bit when she says that.
She's gonna look at Argyle.
I think he's just gonna make a face. If you want to roll insight, you can, but Argyle is just gonna like make a face at you.
Yeah, she knows. They're convenient, stubborn, foolish, and quite frankly morons. But they're convenient. And they're not that bad people.
Not that... They trespassed on private property. One of them tried to transform Josiah into like a mouse or something? What do you mean not bad people?
Okay, frankly, he kind of acts like a mouse.
What?
Nothing.
No, what was that?
No.
What did you just
You-
say?
Oh, come on, you're me. Wouldn't you know?
I don't actually think that about him, though.
Oh, he's... Then you want to know what I think of him?
I would love to know what you think of him.
He's... He's the one who brought us into the church. He gave us everything. And I owe it to get back into the church, one way or another. But at now, I can't just stand here and think he's just this perfect priest. He has flaws, just like we do. And he's also, quite frankly, old and very stubborn. If he wasn't stubborn, we wouldn't be here in the first place.
That is, frankly, a touch unbelievable after you said it yourself, everything that he's done for you. And you say it in defense of them, of her. What have they done for you?
Of who?
Mop. She tried to turn him into a mouse.
Mop's? Not a bad person. We think of... We're priests. We're meant to help people. We're supposed to be good. We're supposed to be light. And our actions won't be enough. I think Mop is a better person than you and I will ever be. And I think they'll be better people than you and I will ever be.
What? We're bad people. We kind of pause. And they kind of shake their head, trying to convince themselves of something, and you don't think it quite lands. And they look at you and they
Jeez.
say, "We're bad people?"
It starts to sort of sink in on Amaya. And the more that she thinks about it, the more kind of closed off she is. And from when she first stepped into the trial very confidently, although creeped out at the lack of walls, right now she's just has her arms crossed, kind of inwards towards herself. And she can't exactly meet her own face. And then she looks to the ground, and she thinks a lot about what has happened through the last, I don't know how many years, but since she was a child, who she was raised to be. She thinks about how sassy she has been to a lot of people. And then she thinks to the caravan. And she thinks of Mop. And her face, once kind of cold and stern, softens just a bit. Yeah. We're bad people, Amaya.
There will be a silence that falls over the two of you for a moment as Argyle does rub against your neck slightly to try and comfort you.
She's actively kind of reaching away from Argyle.
Mm-hmm. And she'll say, why have they kept us around? They could have killed us or abandoned us at any point. It's not like we made it a hard decision for them.
I don't know. I mean, Kovak and Cassian are both exceptional fighters. Shit at navigating, but they could easily kill us. And Craggletooth is witty and, quite frankly, probably about double the size of a roach. But she's skilled with magic. And I'm thinking that Mop is just there just to pity or attempt to empathize with me. It's not like they need another healer. They have that scribe that is all-knowing and powerful and has been leading them everywhere and is kind of their, like, fucked up landlord. But I don't know why they've kept us around.
There will be another bout of silence as she will look upright and she'll take a deep breath and she'll say, well, it doesn't have to be now, but she will step over here and motion towards the other side of the bridge and will say, maybe you should ask him.
Ask who?
She kind of gesticulates this way.
Oh, great. Thanks for the very obvious and wise answer. Jesus.
Oh, Lord Almighty. The people from the caravan. Kovak. Mom, do you want me to list them by name? I can list them by name, one by one.
That's... You don't have to do that. I'm fucking being sarcastic. Calm down.
Well, it's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah, I get that. She's gonna kind of look over to the other side of the bridge. She's gonna start taking steps closer, but she's gonna kind of stop when she gets a little past herself. Are we going to be okay?
Amaya... She will think for a moment and shrug and say, I don't know, but I don't know how, but we made it this far. I guess we could find out how that happened and I guess just keep doing that.
And she's not gonna say anything, and she's just gonna quietly start walking to the other side.
Mm-hmm. And as your light begins to grow dim around the edges, walking further and further away from Amaya, her form will dissipate into the dark. And I think that was good enough. I think 2d20s from you as well.
2d20s?
Yes. Rolled at the same time if possible.
Okay.
Ooh, 17 is still good. All right.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We're going to join back up with them.
Hey!
Evening.
Hey, girlies. Hey.
Slam my head against the table.
Was it that
all of you will be over here around this sort of bowl with this strange viscous liquid in it. As Amaya approaches, you can see that it's actually a very dark colored blood.
Oh, lovely.
In fact, as Amaya approaches, oh god, I gotta do this one by one. One moment.
Oh, no.
If you can, on all of your character sheets on the main page, there is a thing that says dark vision. Change it from 10 to 60.
Okay, yeah, so you just unlock it at the top, and then 60, then relock.
Yes.
Easy.
Beautiful.
I got that shit on lock.
Argyle was
Vision.
30, I believe.
What is it, 60 you said?
Yeah, 60.
Yeah.
Okay, what is it that you said? Shift and then click it?
No,
No,
just-
you go to the top where it has the red lock. You see the padlock?
Ah, thank
You
you
click
so
on that,
much.
and then you can edit the dark vision to 60 feet.
There you go.
Yeah!
Mm.
Now you should be 60.
Yeah, the new UI is a little different, but I've figured it out.
Awesome. I can also go down and write down, what was
Moss has Avon?
Perfect. Well, you will feel the darkness begin to retreat, and you're able to see the sides of the bridge. So, I had to mention this to Amaya because visually it's a little hard to tell. This is not a wall. This is a pit. You guys are standing on a
Ooh.
bridge.
Fuck.
Okay.
You couldn't.
figured
For those that didn't have the light, you just straight up couldn't see it, but wanted to make that more clear on this go around.
Good grief. Yeah, no, good thing none of us tried to like hug the wall or anything. Because then it would have been like, oh, here's the wall, and then just press fall. Nothing's there.
So,
that's so fucking shite.
as Amaya begins to come closer, Argyle will hop off and crawl over to Mop. Each of you looking respectively emotional in the ways that you are. Relaxed is an emotion. And when Amaya shows up, you will you will see a ripple in this little pool of blood in a bowl. And I want one of you to roll me a D100.
Who
And
wants to?
I'm going to look
Oh, I can do it.
back really quickly. It was... What is that?
Oh, wonderful.
Oh,
11.
Fuck.
Oh god.
Okay.
An 11. Well, I love Zach and his rules for these kinds of rolls because the way that it normally works is, you want to make sure you get the high number. I'm not kidding you. I found this out in my last playthrough with him. It swaps every time
Mhm.
from high to low.
Okay, and which variant are we currently rolling for?
I believe the last D100 roll was from Cassian last session, or maybe it was the session before with the lake vision. Which they
We
got
needed
like a
that to be high,
70
didn't we?
or what was that?
We needed it to be high, didn't we, for the
You
last
did.
one?
You did need it to be high.
Oh.
So the goal was to get the equivalent of over 100, right? So in this case, 0. You, let's see, I gotta add them all up. Who was first? Cassian. 4, 25, 29,
Oh, fuck.
9, 38, plus 5, 43, and 17. 50, exactly. No, 60. I'm wrong. I'm fucked up. I'm a liar.
Mm.
Wow.
Liar,
So you
liar,
got
Stan.
negative 49, I believe.
Is that
Perfect. That's very good.
good? Okay.
You will feel that darkness recede as the pool of blood begins to ripple slightly, and you'll see as it begins to clear a bit, almost as if it is a window. And for those that are nearby, or for anyone that wants to get close at all during this, you will see that window peer through unto a man sitting at a desk. Behind him, there are towers reaching farther than the sky itself, spiraling cliffs and hillsides, fire and brimstone beneath it all, but primarily the man. He has a pen in his hands, sitting at a desk with a chain wrapped around his leg on the bottom of the desk. And as this happens, he seems to be writing something down, and then he pauses, looking slightly confused. Then he looks forward, and he says, "You are no priest of mine. What business do you have with the trials of Ard?"
We needed to talk with you, with someone.
Well, if you have to talk with someone and you do the trials of Ard, I imagine you'd want to talk to me. Well, and... Oh, do you want to say something?
Are you Ard?
He will nod. He will flip through, he will pull out of his breast pocket a pair of small spectacles, which he will place on his face, and he will reach into a pile of papers next to him. It seems to be fresh, closer to the top, and he'll pull it out and begin reading it and say, "Well, some of you are quite the curious bunch being here, but you did succeed my trials, and as luck would have it, I have a moment to speak, but only a moment. What is it you wish to say to me?"
That is what I think.
Don't ask me. I
On
forgot why we're
the-
here.
There's a writing on the ceiling of one of the cells. What are chains made of?
At that, he will, as he's kind of like ambiently doing tasks while talking to you, he will stop. And he will say, "Now that's peculiar. You know, what are chains made of? If I were a genie, I would say metal or stone, but I'm not. If I were foolish, I would only answer solely that question, rather than the several others hidden deep within it. But thankfully for you, I am not. No. I am Ard, and I am chained. And you wish to know how that came to pass, don't you? Well, I will not be cryptic, for I feel you have had quite enough of the riddles. You come in the stead of the Lady of Light, of whom I have a complicated relation to. one of her children, who had godly potential of her own, turned down such an offer from my brother, spitting at his feet and sending him spiraling. In his anger, he attempted to kill this divine denier, ordering her arrest, luring her into traps, everything that he could do to erase her from existence for slighting him the way that she did. But I, the god of war, wanted to make clear that we should not be declaring such frivolous efforts towards meaningless issues, so I defended her. But to my brother, that was unforgivable. One of his followers put together a ritual, something that changed my nature and punished me for my slight against him. They would gather artifacts of great significance to myself and find my central cathedral. It is there that they would use their power of divinity to melt down their material, physical and magical alike, and forge chains of unimaginable power to permanently affix me to my brother and his will. It is there that I lost my dominion over war and retained my domain of death. Now, however, you stand before me with a similar ailment, don't you? It seems one of his priests has managed to accumulate a resentment for that moonlit goddess and her children, and wishes to bind her as I was bound. Though, and now look at you, Amaya, it seems you are a step ahead, given your apparel. If you wish to maintain that pace, I recommend you continue your hunt, as frivolous as it might be.
Yeah, like,
He's gonna look away.
I think Cole's gonna flag out with his eyes. But he's thinking to look back into the bowl. We've got someone else, not one of us, but he's under this horrible enchantment, maybe? Something of an Nagarosan make, I think. He's unable to fight that will, he's unable to... He has to try very difficult things to try to resist it, but even then it's more powerful than that. And I don't think any one of us knows how to break it. I think even our spellcasters don't know what to do. Do you have any idea?
There will be a pause, and he will say, unfortunately, there is no... how do I put this? Easy fix to this problem. You cannot just find something that can erase this from his mind. But powerful magics of any caliber are able to overcome such contracts as this. Maybe you could grow strong enough, or maybe you can find someone who knows something more, but... And Kovac, roll a perception for me.
Oh boy. Okay.
I actually don't think that's enough, unfortunately.
Okay.
Craggletooth,
Yeah.
when he says his last thing, which is, but I know those contracts can be quite difficult to break. He's looking at you,
Oh.
and you do not
Here,
notice that,
twitches.
Kovac.
Govic's still looking at him. He's just like, oh yeah, alright.
Well, I think that is all. You have done well with the trial. Good luck with... There'll be silence. And then he will reach into his desk and pull out a new pen. And he will begin writing as the pool begins to cloud over again with the murky velvet liquid. I suppose I will open up to you all. Or, actually, I think that's a perfect time to end.
Losing it.
Anna.
Oh.
If I could soundboard on the server, you guys would hear the end of it.
Thank you for this very sad but very important session. Now you all know what's actually being done. So you can actually try and stop it.
Yippee!
Woohoo! We have a goal and a plan.
But I will see you all, well, not everybody, but I'll see you next week. See you next week.
Wowie zowie, yippee!
Wowie zowie zoop doop doop. I will...
Not gonna be here next week.
Huh?
Me.
Yes.
I
I'm gonna
cry.
be dead. I'm gonna be dead.
No.
Which means
Better hope we
dead.
don't get into combat, so we'll have one martial and 3 spellcasters.
it is very unlikely you will get into combat.
Yeah, just don't pick a fight. Easy.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry, go Bubble. You
No,
start
I was
saying-
just gonna
okay, go.
say, I'm not planning to pick a fight, but I can change those plans.
No,
What?
no,
This guy.
this guy.
Teehee.
I was
What were you
gonna say, next session, are we gonna have to like make our way back out, or are we just gonna be like out?
Oh, you're gonna... If you guys want, you could do some roleplay on the way out, but I'm not putting you through more shit on the way out. Trials are done.
What do we think, Chad? Do we want more roleplay on the way out?
I'm not gonna weigh in because I'm
I
gonna be
cry.
the.
Okay.
I
Or-
like
or-
roleplay.
I also like roleplay. I'm also thinking along the lines of like, is this like a like, will we have time to like have a full-on like RP session when we get back to the caravan?
Chances are, what my plan is for next session is to, you guys are gonna get on the boat, probably do some roleplay in the Isle of Art if you want to. Nothing crazy is gonna happen on the boat, I don't think, and then you'll just get back to the caravan,
Okay.
begin to
That's
plot out
fine.
your next bout of plans.
Mm-hmm.
Do our characters want to like decompress and talk about what happened on the way out?
I'll decompress
No.
like a PNG. But anyways.
Yeah. Ugh.